Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. And my brother's last famous words, don't be crappy, be happy. May he rest in peace wherever he may be. I don't think it's up there. Alright, so what is this channel? Number one, it is not N-O-T. I don't like using negations, but sometimes you have to. It is not a religious channel. This is a spiritual channel. So here's what I mean. I'm not against religion. I think religion can be very, very great. I think if you follow it to the letter of the T, one day you will frustrate yourself to the maximus and you will break down, you will pop open, and you will beg God, and you will finally surrender. And I don't mean in submissiveness as in God's going to domineer you. I don't mean that. Like, you're just going to finally, it's a gift. It's literally like God has bought you the greatest gift on the planet. And it's right in front of you, and you've refused to even look at it, and you finally break down and you give up all your efforts. Because see, that's what humans are doing. And that's why they keep telling you, like, look, you can't pay for it, you can't buy it, you can't trade for it, you can't slaughter animals for it. All you can do is just open up your gift. It's the gift of life. And let me tell you, it is a blast. And that, my friends, that is what this channel is about. It's about enjoying life, living life to the fullest, and living a meaningful life, to where you're doing things in life that are meaningful to you, to where one day you can look back and you can realize you've lived your life to the fullest in a meaningful, happy, and very, very fun way. Alright, so I had a really, really good friend when I was a kid. I bet greatest friend I ever had. So glad I had this guy as my friend. He lived about 3-4 houses around the corner from me. We went to school together. We played football together. We did everything together. And one of the things about Marlon was his gift to life, beyond a shadow of a doubt. His purpose was to teach people to enjoy life and to be happy. Because, man, this kid... Alright, I'm just going to say, this guy was... He was, how do I say this? I just got to spit out. This guy was really good with the ladies, and I'm talking about when he was like 13, 14, 15 years old. It was insane. Go to the mall and there was something about him. He had this glow, or there was something where all the girls, even girls that had never met him before, like, wow, you know, you'd look across. And when I went to Vacaville High School, because I'm from Napa, but my mom moved us, all the girls like, you're from Napa? Do you know Marlon Pilling? I'm like, yeah, why? Like, oh my God, he's so cute, he's adorable, he's this. And I'm like, wow, even girls over here? No, I'm like, geez, he was like a freaking god. So I was the guy that was winning football championships, captain of the football team, captain of the wrestling team. I won 2 nationals in BMX, and, you know, just state champion in boxing. And this was by the time I was in 10th grade, I think it was. And so he comes along one day, and the 5-minute bell rang to go to class. So it was the first period, so we were at school by the principal's office. And the bell rang, and boom, I started running to class. He goes, Mike. He goes, dude, what's the hurry? I'm like, dude, I don't want to be late for class. Go to detention. He goes, so what? He goes, dude, you got 5 minutes. He goes, like, why are you so robotic? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, Mike, I know you've got all these trophies and all these successes and good grades and stuff. I'm like, yeah. He goes, are you happy? And I remember looking at him with like the crazy, like, what? He goes, are you happy? I go, I don't know. What does that matter? I remember him just rolling his eyes and just shaking his head. Looking at me like, really? Like, okay. And I just walked to class like, man, that guy's weird. But let me tell you, man, living around Marlon, being around Marlon was the funnest, I mean, absolute funnest thing in life. It was everything. Even playing football, it was scary, but man, it was reckless abandon. And man, the thing about Marlon, man, he was a defensive back. He would fly in there full speed. And he wasn't the biggest kid on the team by any means. He was one of the smaller guys, and he would just destroy people. And I was like, dude, that guy's freaking nuts. But it was fun. I remember it. I played like that. And even if I'd get knocked on my ass, it was just, you go full speed, no brakes, and you just hit as hard as you could. And even if you got spun around or knocked on your ass, it's like you're living life. I don't know how to explain it. It was fun. It was scary. It was exciting. But that's life. So, to some degree, winning and achieving, being focused and disciplined, yeah, there was a definite sense of meaningful reward to it to me, because I was moving forward, I was achieving things, I was developing myself, I was getting good grades, I was learning. So there was a lot of emotional rewards on some level, but I was not the happiest person in the world, because I grew up in a very narcissistic family, and anytime I was happy, they would attack the hell out of me. But man, have I learned my lesson. When I'm around negative people or people that are just playing games, or like one of the games a narcissist will play with you is that they'll suck you in with the poor little me, I'm just a little infant, I'm a little baby, feel sorry for me, I'm helpless, please don't hurt me. And they act very smiley and happy, and then it could be minutes after a meeting and they'll kind of get mad at you for the littlest thing. Like, wait, what are you mad about? But then they sucker you back in with the, oh, I'm just a nice little person, and then they're nice for a while, and then they get mean to you. So they enjoy messing with you. Alright, so I just want to throw that in there, because that's called the nice guy, mean guy complex, okay? It's like they're nice to you, but then they're mean to you at the end, and you're like, whoa, what the hell? Like, it's like they suck you in with being nice, and then they're mean at the end, okay? So that's just one more tactic. If you notice someone you're dealing with who does the nice guy or nice girl routine, and then 5, 10, 15 minutes later they're kind of barking at you, getting mad at you, and then you like pull away, like, whoa, and then they're nice again, then they're mean. Get away from them. So this is my thing. Like, one thing I've learned, I was really depressed because I grew up around a bunch of narcissists, a bunch of people that were just mean to me, and it's like I wasn't allowed to be nice around these people. Now, when I'm around someone who tries to pull that bullshit on me, I just laugh. I laugh at them, or I'll do something. I don't want to go in depth now because that's not what this video is, but I'll do something that will shock the shit out of them. They're like, holy shit, I didn't think you had it in you. Because that's one thing that narcissists don't know. Like, we have a mean side to us, and that's one thing you've got to develop. I have a really mean side to me. So when people decide that they're going to be jerks or mean to me, like, oh, is that the game we're playing? Oh, game on. I'm in, all full and complete. So the other thing, obviously, is what I do. I just walk away. I mean, it's like it's called your cutoff game. Like, the minute I start noticing someone is doing narcissistic crap, like, oh, I'm gone. The minute they lie, they manipulate, they gaslight, any of this stuff, it's like the nice guy, mean guy routine, the feel sorry for me and then be mean to your routine, get mad at you and angry, boom, I'm gone. So one of the things with me is narcissists are they're either or mentality. They're dichotomous. So if you're nice to them, they're like, oh, this is a nice person. So let's say you've never been mean to them. They put you in the category, oh, this person's nice. And they, in their mind, like, well, you can't be mean. And see, in their mind, like, well, I can be mean to this person because they can't be mean because they're not a mean person. They're a nice person. So they don't think that people can be both. Remember, they're either or. It's either you're A or you're B. You can't be both. Well, I'm an and in both plus and more person. I can be extremely nice, and boy, can I be mean. And I highly recommend that you develop that side of yourself, so when someone messes with you, you can slap them right on down. Makes life a lot more fun. Now, I'm not saying to be mean to someone for no reason at all, but it's like if someone's being mean to you playing games, it's like, oh, I see where we're going with that. So you just start playing the same games back. If they're gaslighting you, gaslight them. And after a while, like, hey, wait a minute, you can't do that. And then you just push on the gas pedal a lot faster. And they go, wait a minute, stop. Nope, you started this game and I'm going to finish it. In other words, it should be a fun experience destroying a narcissist once they start messing with you. Period. Alright, so here's the tip. Once you notice someone's a narcissist and they start doing narcissistic stuff to you and they're playing games, number one, you have to remember, they're not going to stop. Even if you say, hey man, can you stop doing that? It's narcissistic. Oh, okay, sorry. No, they're going to keep doing it. They might be nice to you for a day or two or maybe a week, but they're going to start being really sneaky and they're going to do it some more. So instead of trying to negotiate with these people who are only going to keep hostages and are never going to play fair, pull that rug out from underneath them so hard, so fast that they bang the back of their head on the cement floor, and they're just like, whoa, what the hell happened? In other words, boom, you just leave. Don't explain yourself. Just be like, I'm done. You've been a jerk to me. You've been an asshole to me. I'm done. Bye. Now here's the thing, man. You get people like my friend Martin. He was just this happy kid, and I mean just happy. And you would be blown away at how many people were mean to him. My uncle, I think we were like in 11th grade or something. And no. It was after we graduated. It was after Marlon died when we were 19. I went over to my uncle's house, and my uncle was just like, he was this big Christian, and he's like one of the elders of the church and all this bullshit. And here it was, I think 2 days or later, the next day, or maybe 3 days. I think it was actually the very next day. And we were all outside, and he goes, I'm glad he died. And I remember, I looked at him I didn't say it to him, but I'm thinking, what? He's like, I didn't like him. He was this and he was that. And here's the thing that I noticed. Miserable people didn't like Marlon. Teachers gave him shit. And he's like, what did I do? I'm just happy. And he wasn't doing anything wrong. Alright, so here's the deal. Martin died when I was 19, and man, was I depressed. And it lasted for a long, long, long time. I'm talking decades. And I remember I would say it was at least 12 years later, I was so depressed. And I had done everything. I'd been going to every therapy I could think of. Hypnosis, timeline therapy, everything. And I moved, and I did anything and everything I could think of. It really threw my life in a loop. And I remember about 12 years later, I just kind of thought about it, and I was like, you know what, if he knew his death made me like basically lose 12 years of my life, because I basically essentially shut down. I wasn't this guy that was achieving goals anymore. He would be really upset, not just like mad, but like he would feel really, really bad, because Marlon's whole thing was, hey man, get out there and live your life. Join the football team, do this, do that, like get on it. So I just really started pushing my business, more advertising, and really just really, really getting into it. And I started going to clubs, because that's the one thing I'd never done. I went to the clubs in my mid-20s a few times with my girlfriend, but I really, really didn't like it. I didn't feel comfortable. So I just made myself go. It's like I needed to do something with my life. I had to get things rolling again, because my life was passing me by. And I mean a lot of it. Alright, so when you deal with narcissist abuse, what they do essentially is they do this technique or series of techniques to confuse you, to scare you, and what it does is it's like they're stinging your emotional system, your solar plexus, your heart area, and it forces you to disconnect from this nervous system. There's two sets of nervous system. Let me see if I can find the picture. I probably still have it. Hold on. Alright, so this is called the vagus. I'm going to call it the vagus nervous system or nerve system. So this is the system that operates when you connect with your body. Now when you drop down into the system that goes down into your body, it connects you to your intuition, meaning it connects you to your five senses, and thus you're turned on / tuned in. So when women say to men, like, hey man, tune in, she's literally talking about connecting with your five senses, because there's literally a nervous system, a set of nerves that connect to your five senses: see, hear, feel, smell, and taste. When you're fully, completely grounded, boom, you are tuned in. Alright, so for those of us who really went through that really painful, dark, demonic state, what happened was, we as empaths are very right brain people. So essentially we're left and right brain. We like our right brain better. We like our five senses. So what narcissists have done is they've stung us to where we left this nervous system, and now we're hiding behind our logic like a narcissist. So they're trying to, look, this is what they're doing. They're trying to turn more and more people into narcissistic people, meaning stuck in their left brain, and that's the computer brain. So now Google literally becomes their god. Anything computer, digital, AI, all that stuff becomes their god, because that's operating off of the same system as the left brain logical linear foveal system. The other system, the vagus nerve system, is the peripheral system. So suddenly you have all these teenagers, kids, even adults now, that are stuck on computers. They can't get off. Well, you have just literally worshipped the Google God, the God of the internet, and that is the Antichrist. So when you're in your logical brain, comedy, laughter, let me think, art, music, going out in Mother Nature is like, yeah, whatever, I'll just stay on my computer because the computer is a very logical processor. Now, here's what I found. People that are right brain love Apple computers. People that are left brain, they love Android phones. They love Android computers, the IBM. It is almost 100% across the board. It's like night and day. And people that are left brain that have Apples, they hate them. Now here's the deal. The right brain is the happy brain. It's the fun brain. The left brain is the miserable brain. Now, it can be fun and enjoyable while you're doing science, math, and business, but after a period of time when you're taking into your social life, your marriage, your relationship, life becomes boring. It's black and white and you hate yourself, and those people tend to be very, very miserable. Have you ever spent time with a narcissist? Well, you know what I mean. The right brain is literally the social brain. It's the open brain. It's the brain you're supposed to be in when you're in a relationship, when you're with your spouse. So when you come home from work, you're supposed to let go of your logical system and open up to your right brain system. And that's how you connect with your wife or your girlfriend or whoever once you come home from your job. Guess what? The right brain is always also about the five senses. See, the right brain's about art and music and feelings and emotions, okay? So that's why a big part of my advertisement and marketing is emotional healing. If we can heal you emotionally, boom, you open up to your right brain, you reconnect with yourself, and all of a sudden you can feel love, you're happy, you can feel joy, you can feel pleasure, and music becomes wonderful again. Because when you're in that dark night of the soul, it was like all of a sudden you didn't enjoy anything. Like music was dead to you. It was like life sucked. It's because you're in your black and white brain, the either or brain, and it protects you from getting hurt emotionally, but it's a shitty place to be. It's a miserable place to be. Now here's the deal though. When you're in your right brain system that connects to your body and your five senses, if you are emotionally grounded, people could call you every name in the book and you just won't care. Now this is going to blow your mind. When people are in their linear system and they're focused and that like their ajna and their third eye's closed, that's the people that are really, really sensitive. I know it sounds like I said it opposite, but what I found was people that are extremely logical, they're very sensitive beings. It's because they're not emotionally grounded, and any little thing can cause a spark of emotion inside their body. So when you spend time around narcissists, you start slowly becoming like them, because the more you spend time with people, the more you become like them. And their mission is to get you to be stuck in your logical left hemisphere, meaning you actually become more sensitive because you're not emotionally grounded and connected. Alright, so in the beginning, this, let me pull it out for myself. It said how to defeat narcissist abuse. Do you want to know how? It's one word. In fact, I want to see if you can figure it out on your own. I'm going to give you a couple seconds. The answer is love. So remember, there's two main emotions, love and fear. So words like hate, anxiety, confusion, doubt, all that stuff, guilt, shame, all that stuff falls under fear. Happiness, joy, pleasure, fun, all of that falls under love. So like my brother said, don't be crappy, be happy, pappy. Alright, so here's the deal. I'm going to start turning this channel around into more fun, happy, joyful, just inspiring, motivating. You know, it probably has been pretty inspiring, I think, though. So we're gonna take this in a better direction versus always talking about the negativities of narcissists. Because here's the deal. If you focus on something, you're going to get more of it. So we need to turn this ship around and go in the direction of happiness, fun, success, joy. And I'm going to tell you something else that my course does for you. Alright, so you know that nervous system that I showed you, that image, the vagus nervous system? What we're doing is we're reconnecting you to that. And that makes you feel whole and complete. It makes you feel more full, more grounded, okay? And it makes life more meaningful, because now you're tasting foods on a much more rich level. You're seeing colors in a more in-depth way. Like colors begin to pop more, because the right brain is the five senses brain. Music becomes better, sound becomes better, emotions and feelings become better, and believe it or not, but sex becomes better. So this is some of the things that when you learn how to ground yourself, this will take you in that direction. When you do healing work with me, we will heal things that are blocking you, the blockages that are keeping you from reconnecting and truly feeling life to the fullest and enjoying life to the fullest, because that is why we are here. See, right now, instead of worshiping the divine brain, which is the right brain, we as a society, as a Western culture, we are worshiping the logical system, and that's backwards. The logical brain has a very positive and powerful purpose. It's to support the right brain, to support creating a better world, a better life, happier, more better emotions and better foods and health and all that good stuff, and love and joy and pleasure, and because that's why we are here. Do you want to know why people are so screwed up when it comes to the Bible? Because we've had a lot of narcissists that are involved with the churches, all the churches. I don't care what religion you are. And they have constantly twisted things and changed things. So people are like, man, the Bible's confusing. And here's the thing. You get people like, man, you know what? It says this in this one book, but then it says the opposite in the other. And as you've listened to my videos over the last couple months, I've talked about how this word was, the translation was completely wrong in the King James, the NIV, in any Bible. Like that is not the proper translation. That's actually the opposite of what it's trying to say, and on and on. So, yeah, of course it doesn't make sense, but when you understand proper translation, like, oh, that actually makes sense. For example, the thing that has blown me away is how many people have been messaging me, and I'm very grateful. I'm very happy that you guys are getting the message. They're like, man, you've really given me a completely new perspective on God. I never viewed God in that way. I'm like, what, you mean in the way that God loves you and God wants to see you be happy and wants you to thrive and enjoy life? I mean, what parent doesn't want to see their children to thrive and have an amazing relationship? And guess what? Part of an amazing relationship is, oh, surprise, an amazing, pleasurable sex life. And remember, marriage is based off of mutual love and respect and honor. Now, I don't mean, oh, I've got to kiss ass and I've got to, no, because you love them. Like, oh God, when I was in love, I honored my girlfriend. I loved her. I was just like everything. And it wasn't like somebody had to beat me down and whip me and remind me, like, oh my, I would do anything. It's because you love them. That is what a relationship is supposed to be about. Now, if you get married to a narcissist, well, that's not a marriage, because marriage is based on love. It's not based on deceit. It's not based on this person knowing like, oh, I can't wait to get married because then I can abuse this person for the rest of my life. Because one of the rules that we've put in there is marriage till death do us part, which means they'll never leave me, which means I can destroy this person and ruin them and just beat them down. That is not love, which means that is not a legal marriage, which means it should be null and void. You know, it's funny, but the Bible really makes it really clear. Judge it by the fruits. Are you happy? Is it joyful? Is it pleasurable? Are you clear-minded? Is there clarity in communication? Because the Bible says if it's doubt, if it's confusion, and if it's pain, if it's suffering, that's of the evil one. Anyone who tells you, God, there's so many stupid beliefs that we are brainwashed, constantly rinse and repeat over and over, and it sinks into our brain. Like, what is it? Those good things come to those who wait. I'm going to tell you right now, that's a load of bullshit. It's one thing to be pleasurable. I'm sorry, excuse me, that's stuck on my brain. It's one thing to be patient, but it's another thing to sit there on your ass and do nothing. You need to go after your dreams. You need to take steps, and you need to make it happen. And that's when luck begins to fall into your favor. So what I'm really trying to say is, if there's doubt, if there's confusion, if there's fear, if there's anxiety, if you're feeling shameful and all these horrible things, like, I'm going to tell you right now, that is not a good sign. That's the work of the devil. Happiness, joy, love, fun, excitement, meaningful communication, meaningful work, enjoying your life, looking forward to, your future. That's all good. If it's not like that, trust me, you've been lied to somewhere. Someone lied to you. That's why when I read the Bible and something doesn't make sense, like, wait a minute, that's so confusing. That doesn't make sense. Bump, that's the work of the devil. Somewhere along the line, either the word they put in there is wrong, or someone taught me that word meant something that it didn't actually mean. Okay, people, we're going to talk about sex. Are you ready? Okay, so if you truly do believe in God, or even if you believe in Mother Nature, why do you think sex is so pleasurable? Was it a punishment? Was it something to punish you for? Now, let me ask you this question. Have you ever noticed, and I was going to say a little bit earlier, about 30, 40 seconds earlier, have you ever noticed how whenever you're happy, a narcissist comes along and punishes you for it? And it's like they convince your emotional nervous system that being happy is wrong. That being happy is crappy, that somehow you're doing something wrong and you're a bad person, and how dare you be happy around me? Because they're miserable. And guess what? They've done that to sex too. They've convinced you, they've punished you your whole life. Oh, sex is wrong. I know people that are freaking married that still feel guilty and shameful about having sex. And they're freaking married, loyal, and faithful. Here's the funny thing. I noticed something. It dawned on me, probably my mid to late 20s. Everything that's good, everything that's happy, everything that's fun, it's considered to be wrong, bad, evil. It's considered punishable, like you should be punished because you're enjoying life. All right, I'll give you an example. When we were kids living in Wisconsin, my brother Joey and we were upstairs. And I forget what happened. I think he got out of the bathtub and his feet were wet and he fell on his ass. And I think for some reason he hit hard, and I mean really hard, but we just laughed and laughed and laughed. And next thing you know, my mom, we lived in a big Victorian home. It was a big home. She was downstairs, and here's the thing, it was wall-to-wall carpeting. And the stairway that went down was narrow, and like you couldn't really hear the noise down there that very well. And she came to like the door at the bottom of the stairwell because it wrapped around in a circle like, and she yelled up the stairwell, "God damn it, knock it off!" And we were like, is she yelling at us? Like, why? Like, she's all the way at the end on the bottom, the first floor. Like, there's no way she probably hear us a little bit. And she was in the TV room where you could close the French glass windows. And we thought, nah, she's not yelling at us. So we started laughing again. I think he slipped again, almost fell. We started laughing again. And she goes, "God damn it, I'm not kidding. I'm going to beat your ass." And so we were like, what? And then when we thought about that, it made us laugh hysterically. And we couldn't stop laughing. Well, she comes up and he's wet and he's in a towel. And I'm about to take a bath after him, and she starts wailing on us, and I mean brutally. So here's my point. There have been a lot of times in your life when you were happy. You could be at a restaurant just laughing with your friends, and some narcissist walks by. It could be like on a date with a narcissist, and they're like, "What's so happy? Or what's so funny?" And they're like, "I'm just enjoying life, man. Like, what's the problem?" Like, I mean, that's the thing about my last narcissist. I like really saw it. Like, dude, like, you got a problem with happiness or something? Like, it was really obvious. This dude, happiness was not allowed. And that's my point. It gets conditioned into your nervous system, and you start to realize, like, oh, I'm not allowed to have fun. I'm not allowed to be happy. I'm not allowed to enjoy life. I'm not allowed to enjoy pleasure. And that's what they've done. They've turned you against enjoying sex, enjoying love, feeling free to be happy, free to laugh, and free to enjoy life. Instead, you got all these crappy people. So now listen really closely. So they make up these rules. Oh, it's the word of God. It's not the word of God. It's the word of bullshit. And the word of bullshit is doubt, confusion, fear, anger, hurt, frustration, and all the bullshit narcissists pull you through. So remember, their goal is to disconnect you from this nervous system. My course, my working, whether you one-on-one or if you come to this course in next month, November, we're going to teach you techniques on how to reconnect with this system, okay? So not only does it make you feel emotionally grounded, it makes you feel in tune and connected. You become connected to your radar system, your 5 senses, and thus your intuition goes up, like way up. Now, there's a higher state that you can reach. Now, not everyone's going to do it, and I don't know if anyone will do it at that workshop, but if you work at this or work with me long enough, you absolutely will achieve it. There's absolutely no fear. And here's the thing, there's no guilt, there's no shame, there's no, let me think for a second. You become very conscious. It's what consciousness is all about. A lot of people throw that word around and they are totally asleep. Like, wow, that's not conscious at all. But hey, you're saying it, so I guess you're going to believe it. No, I mean actually teaching you how to access consciousness. You begin to view everything, life, happiness, love, in a very pure kind of way. It's like you feel very clean. It's the cleanest state you'll ever access on the planet. You know, I'm trying to explain something that until you do it, I can't explain it to you. Like, there is just like, you have nothing but love, happiness, and joy for people. But it's not even like you, God, how to explain it? It's almost like you don't feel those feelings. It's more pure than that. And when you're in that level, in that state, people around you just, all their worries go away. They feel good. It's like it's enlightenment. That's the best way to explain it. All the crudeness, all the yuckiness of life just goes away, okay? Now, imagine doing this while you're making love. Okay, I made a video. I wasn't sure if I was going to upload it, but I'm going to upload it now after this. But I extensively talk about how I was making love to a lady that I was with for a while. And I was doing this expansion technique, and all of a sudden, boom! It just like, and I don't know how to explain it. I'm gonna try to real quick. There was this expansion that took off on its own. I was like, whoa, what the hell? And I had stopped, and I asked her, I'm like, hey, are you feeling this too? She goes, you mean that wide open feeling? I go, explain it. She was just like, everything's like you expand all the way open to the universe. It's like you feel connected to God. It's the best way to explain it. Like, there's no concentration, there's no corrosion, there's none of that. All of that is gone. There's a level of purity and clarity that I can't express in words. It's like on an atom, molecule, electron level. You have just, it's like everything dissolved. And because of that, you're connected. It's like you're connected on a level of oneness that you've never felt in your life. Alright, so let's talk about happy, not crappy. Alright, so I was listening to a song, just came across Justin Bieber, a song he made, Beauty and the Beast, right, a long time ago. And I remember when this song came out and I saw this video, and it was this particular part of the movie. Oh, he's in a pool, he's got a camera, oh. And you know what it was? I was jealous of him. Here he was, this young kid making millions of dollars, surrounded by beautiful young ladies, and he's living the life of his dreams. And here's the thing, I'm listening to right now, I'm really jamming to the song. It is a really, really good song, and I thought, man, how many people do that? They'll get miserable or upset or hate on someone simply because they're enjoying their life. And because of that, that's why they're not enjoying their life. I'm telling you, when you can join in other people's happiness, you become happier, and happier things begin to become attracted into your life. It's literally like a magnet. Whatever energy that you are in, whatever emotional state, it's like a magnet. You will attract, not only will you attract other people in that state, you will also repel people that are not in that state. Just like when I saw this video, I was like, oh God, this guy, who's this, just this little skinny Justin Bieber kid? Oh man, you know, he's this. And here's the deal. It repelled me. I turned the video off and I went and put on some rock and roll angry music. Wait a minute, did he just say it repels people that are not in that state? Yes, here's the deal. If you can stay in these states, these happiness and joy states, and you keep that artery in your lower reptilian brain open, so you're open to your entire nervous system, your vagus and your right brain system, a narcissist can't stand it, because what happens is, on an unconscious level, they gain rapport with you and they begin to open up to their emotional system, and that's their worst nightmare. They don't want to deal with reality, they don't want to face themselves, and they don't want to feel emotions. So this is why narcissists will go on the attack and yell and scream and play all kinds of mind games, because they're trying to shut you down and get you back into your logical brain, because they're terrified of feeling emotions. So here's the deal. If you're happy and you're not crappy and you're enjoying life and you are truly, your energy systems are open, a narcissist will eventually be like, I'm out of here. I can't be around this. So you're happy will make them more crappy and they'll get out. So all that's left is the happy people in the pool. Alright, so remember, any state of happiness or love opens that artery, which opens you up to your vagus nervous system, which the narcissist tries to avoid. It's the perfect repellent. Now check this guy out. I found this guy on YouTube the last couple of days, I think 2 days now. And now his videos are popping up. So here's what he does. He'll walk up to a girl, and I should have took the picture when she was all alone, okay? And they're all alone, and he sits right next to him, even though there's a big bench. And they kind of lean away and look at him like, what's this dude's problem? He's kind of looking forward, acting like he doesn't see her. And then eventually he looks at her and he leans forward and he starts to grin, like that grin he has right there, but a little bit bigger. And they can't help it, but they start to smile. And then what he does, he looks forward, and then he slowly he waits till she's looking at the phone or looking away, and he puts his arm around her and looks straight forward, and eventually she'll look at him and will start to smile. And this girl, what she did, she leaned into his arms. The purpose of this is, this video really made me happy. So look how happy she is now. She's leaning on him, she's holding his arm. She feels so loved and so much happiness. On to the next girl. So now he does it again. He sits next to her and he bumps into her and he looks forward and ignores her. And then he eats something and then he literally shows like, hey, you want one? And she's like, yeah. And so he immediately puts it into her mouth and she opens her mouth. And the guy sitting next to her, oh, you can't see him in this image. He's looking like, what the hell's going on? It's like, there's a third guy next to her, or second guy, I should say. And he's going, what the hell's going on with her? My point is, look how happy she is. Like, look at this. And then he wipes her face. This is a total stranger, and she's like grinning from ear to ear because he's endearing, he's kind, he's happy. He's just that guy, like a ball of happy energy. And that's what we do here at MGK International, the Church of Awesome. Look at her. Look at how she's just in heaven. Oh, I forgot. At the very end, he takes off. So he's only there for about 7 or 10 seconds. He takes off, and some of the girls will reach out and grab him and pull him back. Now look at her. She's just longing for this. Like, he literally just walked away, so he's probably about 8 feet away. And she's just like grinning from ear to ear. She can't help it. She's just feeling really, really loved and happy inside. Now what he does, he sits next to a couple. Hey, look over there. And of course they look over there. And no, I don't exactly recommend this, but look how happy she gets. And then he slips a kiss in. Well, I'm pretty sure that guy next to her is her boyfriend. And now look at her. She is just melted. There's a couple pictures of other girls. Like you could see they just melt. And then what does he do? He gets up and he takes off. And the guys never catch him. So he's done this a few times. Now I don't recommend doing this, but look at how loved she feels. And that's what this is all about. So learning these techniques will teach you how to reconnect with yourself, and you can bring more joy and happiness in the world without having to do these little sly little techniques like this guy. I'm showing this because these videos bring such joy into your heart. And that's how you repel a narcissist. Alright, so overall what I'm trying to give you is what my business is about, what I'm about. It's about joy, it's about making people feel good about themselves and getting that feeling inside your heart and your chest of love and joy. And I don't know, I'm not finding the right word, but I think you're getting an idea of what I'm trying to say. It's just a feeling that someone cares enough to make you feel happy. It's a feeling of peace, centeredness, and feeling completely content with a layer of just this sense of not only feeling loved, but a sense of happiness, of joy. Hey guys, this is Mike Kollin, MikeKollin.com. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it shifted your perspective, because that's what we're doing here. We're going to get you guys back on track to enjoy your life, to feel the joy and the passion and the pleasures of life. So if you like this video, click subscribe, click like. Go ahead and make a comment, and if you want, go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right down there. Make a donation, and I will see you guys in the next video. God bless you guys. Remember, check out my website at MikeKollin, MikeKollin.com, and we are currently working on finding a location here in the Bay Area. It's going to be in Summerfeld, California, most likely. We are going to do a 2-day training on how to ground yourself, and you learn techniques on what I call walking consciousness. God bless you guys. See you soon. Bye.